Hi friends, this is Calpun Piso, with a truth that nobody seems to see. And you see what happened here? They're all surprised of sex change, a sin. All this deluded psychosis people don't understand about homosexuality, and it's all evolutionary, ignorance of evolutionary biology by some begat belief infected imbeciles, which are Christians. They've been doing all this anti-science nonsense and psychosis for 1700 years. And the United States is a Christianity infected nation, and this is the problem that you have today. They worry about this. No, we are all evolved mutated primates, bisexual by nature. If you know the evolutionary biology, you understand how, you will see how the sexual organs are formed. And sometimes there's discrepancies and mutations. Nothing to do with the gut psychosis. The worst infection of the brain, the cancer of the brain, is some begat belief. In other words, Christianity, which is a neurological disorder, just like schizophrenia, temporal lobe epilepsy, and bipolar disorder, depression, all roll into one. God belief is the HIV of the brain. It's a brain disease, and it causes all these problems. Which is this is the non-issue. This would be a non. If the country was mentally healthy, formed by mentally healthy people, in other words, atheists, you know, of course, we would have been in the planets in the moon 1,000 years ago. Disease wouldn't occur. We wouldn't have the intolerance we have today, and we were a much more advanced planet. But this is not the case. So here.
For the family, or perhaps even for himself, to go public.
You know why?
That he was
made such a big deal about sex change?
Able to reveal his
all that?
self.
Christ psychosis.
I mean, so, you know, Kailyn Jenner,
the mental illness of Christianity, these theotarded imbeciles, they're stuck in the 12th century. Anti-science imbeciles. We human beings are bisexual by nature. By nature. We're par male, par female. We have tits in our chest, the males. The females have a clitoris. And see, they don't teach sex education in school. They're anti-science imbeciles. These Christian theotards stuck in the 12th century. Anti-science, racist, homophobes, stupid people. They think it's something, there's nothing wrong with this. This is normal. If it wasn't for the Bible crap, we wouldn't have this problem. And churches spreading the HIV of some begat belief in churches.
Everything changes. And it's being done very publicly. I publicly transitioned. It was not the way to go.
See?
And, you know, one has to wonder what Jenner is truly thinking.
They all brought up in Christianity-infected homes. Christianity-infected country. With a Bible, stupid Christian crap. There you go. There's your homophobe idea. That's the reason they're so surprised that they changed sex and all this. No, the brain can be male or female brain. In different bodies. This happened. It's all in the brain. Hormones and all that. And this is the problem. Sometimes you're born within a female body system. I mean, a female brain in a male body. And this happens. The brain is happening like hermaphrodite. Duh. Have you seen people? Babies born hermaphrodite with two organs, with two sexual organs? How do you call that? They're total idiots. It's all due to Christ psychosis infection. This is not a big deal, except Christianity-infected country, the United States, a Christianity-infected nation. This is your problem. All this science ignorance is due to Christianity, Christ psychosis, to all religious beliefs, which are mental, it's a neurological disorder, an anomaly, and keeps people stuck in ignorance. And it's been happening for 1,700 years. And this is what happens today. That's why you have racism, homophobia, and complete ignorance of science. Because science was was created, begun by inquisitive people thousands and thousands of years ago, doing experimentation and wondering about nature. And they start telling between fantasy and reality, but they didn't have the science, and they keep searching and searching and searching. The thousands of years passed, and they were the scientists, the mentally healthy, those atheists, intellectuals, that with the collective knowledge and information end up with the technology we have today and with science. So religious beliefs stagnate the intellect because they believe in fairy tales, in imaginary things. And this is the reason you have this problem with people that are transsexual and people that are homosexual and all. We're all bisexual by nature. And this is, it's evolutionary biology, but the Christianity-infected imbeciles reading the same book over and over and over, the Bible and the rest of crap, and all the religious psychotic infected imbeciles, they get their delusions in churches, mosques, and synagogues. They get that ignorance that stagnates the intellect instead of learning science. Otherwise, we would have been in the moon 1,000 years ago. We would have immense technology if it wasn't with Christianity-infected imbeciles. And Christianity is the worst of the mental neurological disorder that stagnate the intellect, because it began in 1700 years ago. And of course, they control education, they control the kingdoms, they control the whole vast Roman Empire that was disintegrating thanks to the imbeciles, and introducing the Dark Ages. No science, because they burned scientists, they burned books. They only wanted to have prayer books and Bibles and all the rest of the nonsense. But anyway, the fact is, we are evolved mutated primates. You have here, this is the cave of creation. Keep in mind, we all came from a spit of sperm, come DNA from our fathers. And it got into the vagina, which I call cave of creation, and then from that, the whole thing began. Initiation of our brains, creation of our brains. See, this is the creation of the Lord Penis Christ, as I call it. You see, very small little pin right there. That will be is the primordial phallus. On the male, you start developing, thanks to the hormones and all the mechanisms. Female, you have here the stages that you have. This will become a male. This a female, but see, they're very much the same. And then after a while, if they both become almost equal, then you have hermaphrodites. So this is what the Christ psychosis infected imbeciles don't understand. This is science. And then you have one becomes a male and the other one, of course, a female. You see the same thing. The system inside is exactly the same. But the ignorant Christ psychotic infected imbeciles don't understand that. They stack in the Dark Ages, and that's the reason you have homophobia, racism, wife beating, mutilation of the clitoris is cut, female mutilation. You have the stupid theotarded circumcision, completely cutting babies' penises and baby sexual organs. This is disgusting, and it's all thanks to religious psychosis. This is a 12,000-year-old Göbekli Tepe where religious ceremonies were performed inside a temple that resembled a vagina. The ancient people, look at the sexual organs and were wondering how the thing give orgasm and people and babies emerge out of it. So it was sacred. So they constructed all the temples resembling vaginas. You go inside and you perform all these sexual religious ceremonies that were 12,000 years ago and 40,000 years ago, and they use entheogens, psychotropic substances, to put you in a different world and having all the experiencing orgasm. The lady's vagina was Isis, with the goddess Isis in the sky, and it was represented. The fallopian tubes, it looked like a ball. So they represented a ball with ribbons. The ribbons represent the spirit world. They float in the air along with all the garlands. And they are not unlike a uterus. This is what the ancients saw. If a woman died and they cut it off and look to see where the kiss came from, they saw this. It looked like a ball. So they represented this way. Keep in mind, there is no God. If you believe in God, you're a theotard, you're an imbecile, ignorant person suffering from schizophrenia-like disease. And this video from the baby center, it's an excellent video. It shows the evolution, how the whole thing become a baby girl or a baby boy, and the difference. And this is what the Christ psychosis infected imbeciles, extremely ignorant people with a problem in their brain don't understand. And this psychotic people stuck in the Middle Ages, anti-science imbeciles, they belong in mental institutions. They don't belong in government, and they shouldn't be doctors. They shouldn't be lawyers. They shouldn't have a degree or any science degree at all from the university until they get their brains fixed. But the problem is the United States is a Christ psychosis infected nation. That's the reason this transsexual, homosexual, gays, and all that, it should be a non-issue, like it was in the Roman Empire a long, long time ago. It makes no difference. Even the word homosexual didn't exist. It didn't exist. And this is the biggest problem. This is where you have in homophobia, intolerance in the United States of America. And this Bruce Jenner, they screwed up his brain because he, attending Christian school and was in the army and all that crap, and the poor guy. And it happens to anybody that is gay and all that. It is a disgusting thing with these Christ-psychotic imbeciles, what they do to the people. They're intolerant pieces of garbage, really religious. They cut the circumcised boys, they cut their sexual organs, male and female, in these religious, psychotic, infected nations. Now, ISIS should be an example for you people to wake up. This psychosis of the Middle Ages in the 21st century. So this is the problem. And this is the problem in the United States of America, the neurological disorder nobody seems to see, the HIV of the neural array that makes people deluded and imbeciles, anti-science idiots. Or when they have science, like Collins, Christ-psychotic infected Collins, everything is distorted, like a schizophrenic. You can be very intelligent and have all the science that you have, all the degrees, but you're still a schizophrenic, you still suffer from depression, you still have bipolar disorder, and you're still very intelligent. This happened to a lot of the intellectuals that are infected with Christ psychosis in this country. And I continue. That is the reason of the hats. They resemble a penis. And all that is by the ancients. They had no idea. The sun rays represents a penis that fertilized the earth. So those were the rays of the sun god were his penis. So therefore, when it creates orgasm, they had no idea how babies were produced. They had no idea of the mechanism because it was a long time ago. They were religious psychotic people infected with that. There is no excuse today. Excuse, okay, if you are in the 7th century or the 12th century, but not today in the 21st century. If you are a religious person, you are incredibly ignorant, stupid, or you suffer from a neurological disorder, not unlike a schizophrenia. And on a male, the clitoris enlarges, becomes the male penis Christ, and the fallopian tools descend and forms the testes, where all the seed of creation resides. A male penis Christ, creator of brains, has been born.
I really admire people that are willing to come out and talk about things that have been taboo for many years and are very difficult to talk about.
Drupinski.
Having said that, however, I have some real concerns here.
This idiot,
Kailyn, the human being,
so-called psychologist, is an idiot.
People are way too quick.
It's a Christ psychosis infected imbecile. Dr. Drupinski believes in the 12-step program.
That she has the adequate support.
Against alcoholic. The guy is an idiot.
Reasonably
Christ psychosis infected.
In how we approach
him
evaluating this story.
The other thing, I think it's worth reiterating.
Amazing. I don't understand why Anderson Cooper has idiots like Dr. Drupinski.
Gender is not the same.
The guy's an idiot. He doesn't understand biology. He doesn't understand neuroscience. He's an idiot. He's just famous because of his name. He had to learn how the DNA toolkit creates our bodies. He should understand how they are constructed.
We'll see the remarkable way our DNA is tightly packed up so that 6 feet of this long molecule fits into the microscopic nucleus of every cell. It's wrapped around special protein molecules called histones. The combined loop of DNA and protein is called a nucleosome. The nucleosomes are packaged into a thread. The end result is a fiber known as chromatin. Fiber is then looped and coiled yet again.
In ancient times, all the gods were hermaphrodite. They were all have two sexes because they didn't understand penis, tits, and clits. They were hermaphrodites in ancient times. We are all constructed by DNA. That's a fact. All our bodies. We are the result of a spit of DNA come from our father's penis Christ, initiating the construction of all our bodies. So, especially the brain, that's what we're creating thinking with. If you believe in God, you're a theotard. You have a problem with your brain, like an HIV over the neural array. So keep that in mind. If you don't believe in God and you understand science and all that, then you are mentally healthy. In other words, an atheist. So science fact, talk, religious psychosis, bullshit, walks. Keep that in mind, okay? In pace Deorum.